So we'll begin the Revit structural project. Basically what we need to do is insert into a structural template the architectural drawing that we have just completed in the previous project. So project 3, that is. So this is how we do it. The trick is to make sure we do, when we bring it in, we match up origin to origin, which basically means just use the 0, 0 location of the previous drawing and match it up to the 0, 0 location on this, you know, in AutoCAD terms, so everything matches up. Alright, so then it's something that is known and we can use that every time if we have to unload this and reload it in. So let's do that. So go to New, pick up the structural template and go OK. Go to Insert. And what we want to bring in here from the insert, if we have a bit of a look around here, we've got you can bring in Revit links, and you can also bring a CAD link. And this is how you could bring in, if you had some details that you've done in AutoCAD, you could bring them in here and use them. And generally they will go under, they wouldn't go just in the level 2 or whatever this is in. You create a drafting view for that to go in if it's just a flat 2D thing. But anyhow, we really should start from level 1, not level 2, and don't know why this template starts in that, but just make sure it's in level 1. I'm not sure if I don't think the instructions actually tell you. It doesn't really matter when you bring it in anyway, but just put it on level 1. Alright, so let's go. We're going to bring in a link. So it's a Revit link. It's not actually inserting it into here, but it's actually referencing it from the hard disk. So if the hard disk version ever changes, then this one here will update to reflect what's in the in the other drawing that's changed. So let's go to link Revit. Alright, so let's go and find the actual file we need. For me it's in here, but yours will be in a different spot altogether. Alright, so let's have a look. Revit projects, and for me it'll be the architectural. Alright, so that was the last one I did. I'll just bring that one in. It doesn't really matter, your last drawing. For me it's updating it because it's done with a previous release. Yours shouldn't be doing that. And did I forget to do something? Yes, I did, of course. Yes, I usually do. Undo that. What we wanted to do is make sure this is origin to origin, which is what I was carrying on about. So let's do that again. And that's all the options you have to worry about there. Now you'll see when it comes in that it looks a little bit different to to our architectural drawing, and automatically you're seeing like these dashes here. See that there? You're seeing the footing underneath there. It's basically because this template is designed to be able to do that. So mainly because if we look at the view range here, it's looking beneath the ground, up to 1800 millimeters below. So it's seeing the cut plane is at 300, not 1200, so it's lower to the ground as well. So things like that have been adjusted, and it's not looking much above the ground either. So totally different numbers here for it to get it to do that. All right, and you could obviously if you put those numbers in the architectural one, you get the same results as well. So there's no real magic there as such. It's just what the settings are really. Alright, so that's done, and now we've got, it says go to level 1, but we already are in level 1, so that's fine. Now, what a lot of people get sort of caught up with is that sometimes there's no walls displayed, or only some walls are displayed. And that is because in the architectural drawing, you might not have picked up the right wall. For example, you might have picked up this wall here rather than this one here. So you might have picked up the architectural one. So if that's happened, you need to basically close this drawing, save it, close it, and go back to your architectural and fix it up. And this is a little procedure here of how to fix it up. Basically, you need to highlight all your walls, and then you put a tick in here, which will then enable a couple of other little areas in the properties to pop up. And anyway, all that it is that you just you put a tick in under structural and make those walls structural, just like that. All right, and then they will appear in the structural drawing. Otherwise, by default, they don't appear. All right, so that's that one there. What else do we need? We need to make the walls half tone. So if we look here, we want to make the walls half tone. So that's easy to do. All we'll have to do is just go to our VV here. So VG, VV, basically you want to get this up, and go to click here, W for walls, gets you there quicker, and just put a tick in here and go OK. So that's grayed out the walls a little bit more, so it just shows up the footing underneath a little bit better for us. Alright, so basically save your drawing up to this stage. Call it something like your name dash structural. Alright, so if I was saving it, it'll be just Andreas Vasiliou dash structural. Alright, so just save it somewhere and press save. Alright, so copying reusable content, optional workaround, step 1 of 11, and this step 1 of 11 may be skipped. So, but I want to just talk about it for a minute. So these are the ones that can be skipped, and as you can see, this is a little bit grayed out rather than being a black sort of print. All right. So what Revit has, it has this ability to copy stuff from, say, the architectural drawing, and it's called it's under the Collaborate tab, and it's called Copy Monitor. The problem with it is that, all right, only copies certain things. It copies grids, levels, columns, walls, floors, and openings from a link project, which is great. Just about everything except for what we want. Okay, what we want is to copy the footing that we put in there and we create it across here so that we can reuse it and monitor it. Now, monitor means if something moves, it will come up and give you a warning next time you open up the drawing. It says the grids have moved from the original location. So it's a bit of a, that's what's under the coordination tab, right? And we can, you know, we can do that if we had the grids. I mean, we've got levels, we can monitor those, but we don't need to do those right now. So basically, you're copying content into your drawing that you might want to reuse, and engineers tend to do mainly the grids and levels and that sort of thing. All right, so that's under the Collaborate tab, Copy Monitor, and all you do is just you select the link, so it'll be this in here, and then it gives you another sort of menu here where you can actually say, okay, what do you want to copy? And you just go and copy whatever might be able to copy. Like I can copy that wall and bring it into my project, and I can reuse that wall quite easily. All right, and then you've got to click finish here, then you've got to click finish there, and then I don't know what there's two finishes for, but that's how it works. And we're not going to do that because we don't need to copy the walls. But I just thought I'd show you that there while we're at it, because it is a bit of a Collaborate course as well, so you need to know where those tools are. All right, so then basically the other thing we can do is copy. The other thing that this thing does is ask you to go into the architectural drawing and copy the beam. So I'll just run through that here. Right. And this is a bit confusing for people, so I didn't want to place too much emphasis on it, but I thought I'd show you the workarounds that basically I have taken to do this project as if it's the first thing to do. I thought I would try that. That didn't work, so we'll try this. Right. So what we then did was to I'm not sure where it is in here, but it's copy. Yeah, what we did is copy to the going up and up the architectural drawing, copy to the clipboard this beam, and bring it into the structural drawing, and there it is. So I brought it in. So we've got our beam. Great. So we start to draw the beams over the drawing. The problem we found is that we weren't able to latch on to anything in the drawing here. So for example, if I wanted to draw some beams from the center of that wall there, they weren't happening. I wasn't able to latch on. I mean, I'll just try any beam now just to show you maybe. See, I can't get to the intersection of that wall. Even if I say, well, this one hasn't got any placement problems, sort of options. So yeah, I can't, even if I type in SE, which stands for endpoint, I can't start from that. I can't start from the midpoint. I can just sort of go there, and it doesn't. I can't draw any beams in here. So that was difficult to latch on. If I wanted a beam on top of that wall, or on top of this wall as I do, or from the midpoint of that across, I couldn't get to it. So let me just delete that. So that was a bit useless. Even if you could have the beam in here, which you could, you just can't latch onto something that's in the link. So all right, so then what we did to forget about all that, we just open up the architectural drawing and save it as something temporary, and then we can let our beams are already there. The 4 beams are already there. All we have to do is draw the additional beams in there, and we're done. All right, so this is what we did. Let's go to page 6 here, which is where we are. All right. So what we're going to do is open up we're going to close this drawing here that we just saved, and we'll open up the architectural drawing and use that. So just close this. Save this on here. All right, so I'll open up the actual architectural drawing, which I use to link in, which is this one here. And then I'll save this one as something temporary.